Let's see. Let's see. Instagram checking in. Good evening. On plan all day today on purpose. That's always nice. Mandy's, I see you. Hello. Melissa, woohoo. Hello. Patty is here saying hello to Karen. Let's see who did I miss in the beginning. I saw a bunch of you pop in early. Lots of you. So anyway, so got Chris is here, Donna's here, Mom's here, Alicia's here, Ruth Ann, hello, Tammy, hello, April from Georgia, hello, Rebecca, hi, Pamela, Terry from Vero Beach, Jane, hello, Diane, good evening from snowy Naperville. It's not snowing here, but it's close. And then Lisa is checking in from Jupiter, Florida. Very nice. Dayton, Ohio. Robin's checking in. Susie A is checking in from Georgia. Angie says hi. Jan in Illinois. Hello. Marty still in North Carolina. New York City. I'm trying to read too quick. Let's see. Debbie is from Rockford, Illinois. Melinda, love being off work so I can step. Yeah, it does help, doesn't it? Carol checking in from Massachusetts over on Instagram. Let's see, we got Karen's here from Long Island in 14 degrees. Araceli, hello. Ann checking in from Denver. So happy to be here for the whole show. Woohoo! I'm glad you're here too, Ann. Always good to see you. Margie's here from St. Pete, South Carolina. Debbie's checking in. Southern Cal, Kelly's checking in. Kelly says hello. Phyllis says, I'm very glad you're back online. So proud of you. You could unplug for the holiday time with the family. Yeah, so everything is great. Family's good, rested, and yeah, everything went well. So for sure. It was a different month though, but it's all good. It's all good. Whew. Liz says, hello, team. How cool is that? We are a team. Freezing up in Syracuse, Joanne. Yeah, I get it. Kathy's checking in, and happy and merry everyone. Very cool. Barbara from Atlanta. Mary checking in from Texas. Let's see, Andrea says, I was in plan all day, took my 1.7 mile walk and have 9 SPs left. I rolled over 3 today. I was hoping to roll over 4, but 3 works. So I have 7 rolled over for New Year's Eve. This is Marty. It's a sweater. I had my meeting tonight, so this is me in meeting mode. So, oops, sorry, microphone. So yeah, meeting sweater and jeans. YouTube checking in saying it's freezing in North Carolina. It was 31 degrees. Whew. In North Carolina, that is cold. So. Yeah, Chris, I do need to take attendance, don't I? Chris is saying roll call. I need to get a sheet of paper and have people check in. Miami's checking in. Ellen, got you. Karen. Patty. Let's see. Rachel jumped over to Facebook. Gotcha. Hey, so listen, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. But you guys don't have to watch on all of them. You can just pick one and just watch there. So Rachel was on Instagram, and then she moves to Facebook. So it's kind of like watching you guys bounce around. But I'm curious which one. I personally think Facebook is the best option. It's easiest for me. It's the biggest screen. It's the comments are easier to keep up with. The usernames are easy to keep up with. On Instagram, it's hard for me to tell who JLW76 is and to say hi JLW76. So that makes it a little difficult. YouTube and Twitter, the comments pop in real quick and then they disappear about as quick as they show up. So if I'm not staring at it as you comment in, it's very hard for me to keep a conversation going. So I prefer, because of all those reasons, I prefer. Gotcha, Toronto. Gotcha. How could I forget? Anyway, so I prefer Facebook because it's just the easiest. Yeah, I remember you did a hockey thing for cancer. I sent you 91. I was gonna say dollars, but it wasn't dollars. And what was it? Whatever you guys use up in Canada. I'm not that. What's your currency? It's dollars, right? Canadian dollars. That's not what you call it, right? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Drawing a blank. But yeah. Anyway, so I remember when I got the conversion rate, it was not 90. Well, yeah, it is dollars. Very cool. Newfoundland, Canada is checking in, so we're live international on Instagram and Facebook. Fun, 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 fun. Michelle checking in from New Jersey. Um, Lisa is actually awake tonight. Woohoo! Lori says you might get snow over here in Georgia over the New Year. Yeah, no, not fun. Jane's checking in from Arizona. Steve's here from Alaska. Good to see you. Um, so Instagram, yeah, Twitter. I find Twitter is the best notification platform because what happens is I have Twitter automatically set up. Or if I update the calendar, Twitter automatically tweets the calendar update. So if I tomorrow morning decide I'm going to do another live show, Twitter will instantly tell you that I'm going to do one. Then Twitter will automatically remind you 15 minutes before the show, and then Twitter again reminds you when I go live. So my preference is you get over on Twitter, you follow Weiss on Twitter, then you can decide which platform to watch from. But from a notification standpoint, Twitter is hands down the most reliable, most consistent from a going to let you know the show will be on standpoint. So Twitter at Wise Advice is the best for notifications only, and then watching on whatever platform is your preferred platform to watch. So I got another YouTube guy. The YouTube folks are down low, so I'm going to move YouTube up to here, and that'll make it a little better in the next couple days. So, Kirsten, hello, highlight of your day, hello from southwestern Wisconsin. So Debbie was in Carmel a week ago. Why didn't you let me know? You stopped at Panera on your way home from your daughter's graduation from OSU. You could have stopped in. You could have just said hello. Tammy, it's snowing up in Valparaiso. Whew. Amy's checking in from Tennessee. Let's see. Jody says 40-degree in wind chill in Iowa. Not really sure that's going to be fun. Annie checking in from the frosty Panhandle. Ellen, you always have the heat in Miami. That's no fair. You need to move. We need to move Ellen. We need to move Ellen up to where Steve is up in Alaska. So Maggie here from Indy. I'm from Indy. But we had that conversation. Sue checking in from cold Minnesota. Kristen got a new Fitbit for Christmas. Very fun. Hopefully you got a whole bunch of Fitbit people and Fitbit challengers and all those Fitbit groups, and you're gonna Fitbit your way to fitness. I like it. Yeah, Robin says your air conditioner's still on in Florida. Yeah. Enough. Let's see. Scrolling through. Margie says it might snow in Florida next Friday. Donna, yep, I feeling fit. So I'm back to, so I'm at that range where, somewhere between 185 and 190, I feel the best. And I think I was 194 this morning. I think that's what my scale said. So, I'm very, very much content. There's nothing about this that I really feel like changing. So I don't care. I check in daily, sometimes twice a day. But I know what I look like and I know what I feel like, and I'm comfortable with that. So yeah, this is one of those days where I'm not bloated. I feel good. So Jennifer freezing in New Hampshire. Yeah, Rachel, the party there's 107 folks live on Facebook. What do we have? 8 on Instagram, 20 over on YouTube. No, 7 on YouTube, and Twitter. I can't tell. Twitter is hard to tell how many people are watching Twitter. So. Chris, Mike is the new big brother. Yeah, everyone seems to agree Facebook is the best platform for watching, but I guess only if you have Facebook, right? If you don't have Facebook, then, But isn't it cool that we have 4 options, right? You can watch it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. It's always fun. You get all kinds of options. Mom says Facebook, so there we go. Araceli, I agree 100%. I need an assistant. Totally do. But last I checked, no one wants to work for me for free. So, and I don't have any money to pay them, so that's not going to work. Good idea, though. Denise says, first time catching you live. Love your podcast. So, well, thank you. Very, very cool. Welcome to the live show. So just to give you the format, what we do on the live show is we come in here, we chat, we hang out, we do some high fives, we do some shout outs, and then we get into the show. And then after the show, we hang out a little longer. So we're about probably 2 or 3 minutes away from actually doing the actual full show. But I just want to get a couple more hellos out there and see how everyone's doing. Chris is checking in on Instagram. Good evening, sir, to you. Yes, I do have a podcast. That's what this is. We're going to do the podcast in about 10 seconds. So, look, here we go. See? This is the podcast microphone. So in about 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to... So one thing that I do differently than a lot of other podcast folks is I don't spend a whole lot of time editing the show. I record it live. You get to watch the full recording. If I make a mistake, I just keep rolling. And then when I'm done, I push it out to the app. If you don't already know, I have an app as well. Wise Advice with Fat Dag is the app. Get the standalone app. It's the best way to listen to the show. But of course, you're going to hear it live here, so that helps. But we're on episode 152. And then after that, you can go listen to all 151 other ones in the app. So it's also on Spotify. You'll hear about that later. And it's in iHeartRadio. It's in Stitcher Radio. And of course, the Apple Podcast. It's all over the place, but the app is the best place. So that's awesome. Encouraging Hope says, I lost 2.4 pounds this week over Christmas. Made a plan and stuck with it. It doesn't get any easier than that, folks. I mean, how bad do you want it? Christmas week, you lost 2.4 pounds. Doable. Totally doable. Lola checking in from beautiful Hawaii. Good evening. Yeah, Marcella, Instagram is backwards. The flag on Instagram is backwards. On Facebook, I'm able to switch the video. Looks like it's backwards on YouTube as well and backwards on Twitter. So maybe there's a way to fix those. I don't know. I'll have to play with that later. But on Facebook, I can switch the video back so the words are correct. I bet you even on the other two platforms, yeah, this is all backwards over here. So, yep. All right, woohoo! So yeah, well, you guys eating delicious apples. Winnipeg's checking in. Texas is checking in. Kansas City, Terry. Let's see. The Blackhawks are playing the Canucks tonight, says Tammy. Palm Springs, Susie's checking in. Northwestern Ohio, Abby's here. Maggie's here. Shannon's here. Shannon says, falling asleep, but wanted to say hi. Live for a minute. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all my wise wingmen. Shannon, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you too. I was joking in my meeting tonight with somebody about the podcast, and it came up in conversation. And I say a lot of people say that. They pop in and say, you know, I love watching your show. It puts me to sleep. And I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not, but they say, I listen to you as I fall asleep at night. So it's kind of fun. Marcy, Sparta, Tennessee. Very cool. All right, well, let's get Wanda, first time watching. Hello. Minus 25 Celsius out of New Brunswick. You know, that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Shane, so good to see you. Got you some new underwear and jeans today. Felt oh so good. It does, right? New clothes. Actually, we're going to talk about new clothes, Shane. So let me write Shane into the back here because one of our emails tonight talks about new clothes. So that would be a great opportunity to work Shane into the show. All right, got you. Email 4, Shane. You'll be at the end of email 4. All right, I'm going to skip around. I missed a bunch of you, I'm sure. There's 100 and some of you. Oh, my goodness. It just goes and goes. Yeah, I would never have gotten to the end. So it looks like Kirby's here, it seems. I can't tell, but Ann says, hey, Kirby, so that must mean Kirby's here. Let's see. Hey, yeah, we talked about that last night. Are you ready? Episode 152. Let's do it. What do we do first? You guys know, right? Come on, you guys are veterans. While I do this, test, test, test. Mic check, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Sounds good. All right. I saw as I was going through, looks like Chris got your 150-pound charm. We talked about that, didn't we? Sure we did. Chris is a rock star. Absolute rock star. And so are you. And you. And you. And you. If you're in here listening right now, you're a rock star. Let's just be clear. Water time. Water, water, water. Everybody cheers. Those of you on Facebook. So the other cool thing, Instagram, I have a really nice microphone attached to my phone here. Facebook gets this microphone. This is the Facebook microphone. So Facebook gets to hear the water pop better than anybody else because I put this right up next to the microphone and I pop it. Cheers. Susie, not enough. IKEA. I got this at IKEA. Nothing special about it. You go to IKEA, they're, I don't know, a couple bucks at the most. But I drink 4 or 5 of these a day minimum. I don't know. It's really the only thing I drink. I don't drink coffee. I rarely drink tea. So I pretty much, it's just water. So, Pamela, you're leaving? We're just getting started. All right, here we go. Episode 152. Here we go. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 152 of Wise Advice. And I want to give a huge shout out to those of you listening for the first time on Spotify. Just got word and looking at the download numbers, looks like it's a real popular destination for the show. So thank you, all of you, for tuning in on Spotify, for finding the podcast and out here getting it done. Very, very, very cool. As you know, for those of you who didn't find the podcast in Spotify, we're also on iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, but the best way, in my opinion, the best place to hear the show is the Wise Advice app. Go to your app store, get a standalone app, put it on your phone. The reason I think that's a little more important is because you're going to hear in a little bit, you're going to hear some emails, some folks who kind of lost their way for a little bit. And having an app on their phone is a little bit different than not going into, looking into iHeartRadio, looking for it. If this app is on your phone, you may quit the program for a little bit, but you're probably not going to delete the app for a little while. You'll probably leave it. You may ignore it for a long time, but you're probably not going to delete it. And the beautiful thing about that is it's going to constantly remind you, and someday it'll be you'll be strong enough to hit the button and look and listen to the next episode, and it'll instantly bring you back. And it's kind of like saving yourself. So it's absolutely free. Go to your app store, Wise Advice with Fat Dag. Download it while you're out there. Give it a review. Really appreciate all that. Here's another great example on Facebook tonight. Before the show started, Colleen wrote in. She put a thing out in the Wise Wingman Facebook group, and it was really interesting. And she said, "Well, I ended my Weight Watcher membership. Then I listened to podcast episode number 151, and I signed back up. I will not fail." Colleen, welcome back. It's exactly what we're doing here. We're not failing. This is a room full of people who want to get this done, who are motivated to get it done, who are showing each other that we can get it done. Colleen, the Wise Wingman group is here for you. We're all here for you to tell you that you can get it done. So welcome back. Let's do this. Episode 151 was very interesting for me. It started off with someone, Pam, as a matter of fact. Pam wrote in and said, "Hey, I need some help." And I really, as I was reading the email, I kind of got stunned for a little bit, because what I understand from my journey is I don't really know how to help anyone do this journey. There's nothing I can do along this journey to help you. All I can do is tell you that it's possible. All I can do is show you people who are successful getting it done, but I can't do it for you. The best I can offer you is a glimpse of what it looks like to succeed from an outsider's view, and then encourage you to say, if you want this, it's here for you. So we had that conversation with Pam, and I was very honest and said, I really can't help, but here's some other people who were in your scenario who got it done. And we went through episode 151. Well, Pam immediately wrote in. I want to read you her follow-up email based on the feedback from episode 151. Pam writes in and says, "I am listening to your response podcast, and I'm crying. I've been clean and sober for over 30 years. I remember the day that I got it in my gut when I accepted that I was an alcoholic and an addict. I have not touched any of it since that day. 5 years later, I quit smoking. After smoking for over 15 years. I've gone to OA where they said it was a disease. I was okay accepting alcoholism and drug addiction is a disease, but I was not accepting that overeating is a disease. I now realize that I've been self-righteous about judging those in NA and AA who would not accept that it was a disease. Now I am seeing that I have not accepted that overeating and obesity is a disease. Do I want to accept this? My spoiled inner child says, no, absolutely not. Don't believe this. My addiction does not want to go away. I'm going to go way back and visit how I was able to overcome my other addiction, how I felt, and when I decided to truly surrender. I believe that I have just realized I've been a martyr about weight loss. I'm 64 years old, and I've been finally opening up about a rape that happened to me when I was 17. I had suppressed it for these many years. I had heard of people putting it all out of their minds, but I didn't realize I was one of them. Perhaps this is one of the reasons that I have felt like I can't succeed. I am not a psychoanalyst, but I know what I've gone through. It is hard to go way back in my past to a time that I was so young. I never told anyone. I'd never heard the word rape and that it produced a child. I did not know the men. Please note, I have no idea why I'm sharing so much, but it has helped me. Perhaps my story will help someone else. As you can tell, your podcast has awakened something in me that has shown how I need to go back to acceptance. Overeating and obesity is a disease. I believe that is where I need to start in my Weight Watchers success journey. I have joined the Facebook community, and I will be forever grateful to you and how your words shook me to my inner addiction. I am grateful that God, my higher power, heard my prayers of help and led me to your podcast. I found out about it on the Weight Watcher community. I was about to give up again. I'm an auditory learner, so your podcast is perfect for me. After writing this email, I have a peace I have not experienced in a very long time. I know there will be ups and downs. I truly understand that stinking thinking pops up. Every so often, I have a thought when I see someone smoking a cigarette after 27 years that they really look sophisticated. You've got to be kidding me. Then I remembered how they smell, and I become grateful again. I have found the key today, and I will use it to unlock the shackles of acceptance to be replaced with acceptance and gratitude. I shall have an attitude of gratitude. I will not give in to the addiction of unhealthy eating. Thank you, Dag. Keep it up, Pam. Pam, you have endured a lot. Um, and what an amazing journey you're on, and what an amazing time in your life right now to come to these realizations that everything that you've gone through has led you to today, where you can now be free of all that and be a complete success. The things that you've done, becoming clean and sober for over 30 years, to kick a cigarette addiction, 15 years ago, that takes incredible strength. Absolutely incredible strength. And what's beautiful about that part of it is you've proven to yourself and you've written it down to the world that you actually have the strength to succeed. It's all about focus. And it's where do you want to apply that strength to do whatever goal you set for yourself. The inner strength that you have, that we all possess, enables us to do anything we put our mind to. The problem is a lot of times we don't put our mind to what we truly want to do. And in your case, understanding now, just like I believe in my own self, is that my overeating and my obesity is a disease. And what's helped me is by calling it such. It now no longer says I'm a failure for not being able to do this. I have an actual reason, and then I can work to correct it. I can work to maintain it. But the freedom of labeling it something other than me is exactly what you've figured out. I believe now that you and I are in the same mindset where we are now surrendering to this. Not in a surrender as we're giving up, but we're surrendering to the fact that, okay, the only way to beat this is to manage it, to understand what the enemy is, to understand exactly what I'm going through, and go do this. Pam, you're absolutely a winner. You're an incredible winner. The strength that you've shown, your entire life will get you to goal. Everything that you've attacked so far in your life, you've attacked with amazing focus, and you've accomplished so much that this little piece right here, this is the last straw for you. This is the last of your major hurdles to free you from everything in your life that's been kind of going at you. If you put your mind to it, you put your focus to it, you use the strength that you use to beat every other thing that you beat in your life, you can get this. You are absolutely right. There are going to be ups and downs. Truly understanding that stinking thinking will pop up. But it's that not giving up piece. It's that fight in you that says, I can do this. That is what's going to get you to goal. So I think, I was wondering as you were writing and I was reading, I was wondering when you said you don't know why you shared. I think I know exactly why you shared. And it's why I encourage every single person, when you start this journey, I want you to grab a pen and a paper. I want you to write down your why. And as Pam just did right here, granted she typed it out, but something happens when you take the time to actually write it versus think it. As you write, your brain has to process the words differently. It's a little slower. You become a little more methodical. And that writing it down helps you focus on what it is you're trying to say and really put the words out there. As you start to see them and you start to feel them, the emotions pop up. It's incredibly therapeutic to get this stuff written down. Now, sure, if you want to share it, I'll be glad to share it with you on the air. I think Pam can attest to, by her email yesterday, episode 151, it led her to this discovery that we may not have had she not written in. That's the power of this community. That's the power of everyone coming together and showing each other that it's possible. You just need to be deliberate in your actions. You need to be focused in your actions. And so many of us think that it's just us. So many of us think that we're the only one going through this, and nothing could be further from the truth. And when we ask ourselves, why can't I do this? How come I can't be successful? Why do I continue eating when I know it's bad for me? It's because we've talked about. There's more to this journey than just your ability in your mind of wanting to get it done. And when you accept that, you now can put a name to it. You can put a label to it. And then, and only then, you can begin to attack it and get it done. Pam, congratulations on your amazing discovery. I can't wait to hear as you reach your goal and add this to the amazing list of accomplishments that you've done. 2018 will absolutely be your year. Next up, B writes in, says, hello, Fat Dag. When I found you, I was so happy. I was listening every day. In fact, I'm one of the many voices on your 100th episode show. Well, and then it happened. I stopped counting points. I stopped listening to the podcast. My scale broke. I started working all this overtime. Blah, 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 blah. But I never did quit Weight Watchers. I still paid, and once in a while I would read the boards on Connect. Then it happened, and I heard of freestyle. So when it showed up on my app and I weighed myself, oh crap, 20 pounds came back on. Oh, well, like I didn't know I was gaining weight. The tighter scrub pants were a big sign. So this time I said, okay, let's do this differently. Let's only get involved with what I want, such as your awesome podcast, your Facebook group, and Connect. I deleted all of those extra groups. It gets to be too much for me. I told myself to keep it simple. I'm not making these gourmet lunches and dinners. I also said to take this one day at a time. I can only worry about today. Tomorrow is a new day, and I will do my best when that day comes. So almost a year after I joined Weight Watchers, I may only be down 15 pounds, well, 10 for sure, but I think it'll be another 5 by Christmas Day. And yes, I did join on Christmas Day 2017. So in 2018, I will work this plan, and I will take it one day at a time. I will not worry what I weigh on July 4th or my birthday or when I go on vacation. I finally get it that if I do this every day, and I do my best every day, then the weight has to come off. In the end, I know that I have the tools in front of me, and I just need to use them. As many have said before me, thank you for your service, thank you for your podcast, and thank you to your family for sharing you with us. B. This last paragraph in this email could be an entire podcast episode on its own. I finally get that if I do this every day, and I do my best every day, then the weight has to come off. In the end, I know that I have the tools in front of me. I just need to use them. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Now we all understand that life gets in the way. And the caveat in there is do your best every day. Wake up that day and just do your best with the circumstances that you've been given for that day. The weight will have to come off if you just continue to be focused on what it is you're trying to do every single day. Now, I'm like you, and I have to kind of keep my brain a little less cluttered as well. There's a lot going on, and there is not a shortage of support groups. There is not a shortage of Facebook groups. There is not a shortage of places to go get support. But you've got to find things that support you, that click with you in your journey. So just like you, is I have to kind of tune some things out. I have to find what's really important to me. And I have to ask, is this helping me? Is this distracting me? Is this working for me? And I have to shed things that don't do it. I'm truly honored that as you did that I made the cut. That our group, the Wise Wingman Facebook group, has made the cut. because I do believe that we've eliminated the distractions from there. It's nothing more than a community of people who get it. It's private, it's closed, you can share whatever you want. It doesn't leave there, and we're not distracting ourselves. We're absolutely in there showing each other we can get it done, and we absolutely work and work and work until we do it. As I opened up in the earlier in the show, the app Wise Advice with Fat Dag in your app store, whether it's in the Apple Play Store or the Google Play Store, that is a pretty good reminder, because this happens to a lot of us. As we join this, we jump in with both feet. We just can't wait to get this, and we listen every single day, and we're all in, and something happens, and very rarely do we know what it is that distracts us. But something distracts us, and we stop counting points. We stop listening to the podcast. And if the scale breaks, all of these things, something happens. It's a chain reaction generally, and instantly we become off track. You have to have things in your life that remind you of the success that you're having and remind you that you can get it done. The reason I'm a big fan of the app is because this app sits on your phone, and very rarely when all of these things happen, when you stop tracking, you don't usually delete your app. You don't usually then just kind of give up that deep where you just say, I'm just done, and I delete the app. But if you had to go search for the podcast, you may not be strong enough to do that. But if this app sits on your phone, and after 3-4 weeks of you somehow you're reminded of your why, and all of a sudden this app is there, you just click on it, you listen to the latest episode, and I'm hoping it snaps you back in. You jump back into the Facebook group, you retrack, you regain your confidence. You hop on the scale and you say, I am going to do this. So one last time, that you have to do what is sustainable for you. Find a program that works. Congratulations on being down 15 pounds. 15 pounds does not happen by accident. I don't care if it took you a year. I don't care if it took you 3 years. You made a deliberate focus and effort to do that, and you absolutely are able, and you're getting it done. Continue doing your best every single day. The weight absolutely will come off. And as I like to say, I'm paraphrasing, I've heard it many times on the internet, I don't know who the direct quote goes to, but the term is, if you actually want to change your life, you actually have to go change your life. You've got to do something different. And that different is finding things that motivate you, tapping into them, joining a supportive community, and getting it done. So thank you for your email. Melissa writes in and says, I have found my why. The journey I've been on has been one of self-discovery. My why has changed 3 times, but the why is deeper than the others, and I feel like I have my real why. You see, growing up, I was abused. I'd always been made to feel that not only was I not good enough, but I had no place being the best at anything. This has taught me that blending in was all I could hope for. Having no right to be exceptional, I found myself settling for average or less than average. It was uncomfortable to be noticed or complimented. I wanted to disappear. Now, at almost 40 years old, I have discovered that I want to shine. I deserve to be the best I can be, and even though I was a scared little girl who was never worth much, today I am a strong woman who knows my worth, and it feels amazing. Thank you, Weight Watchers and Fat Dag, for pushing me to find my why. Melissa. Melissa, you don't have to want anything. You absolutely are already shining. I can see the strength in your email. I can see the amount of pride you have in yourself. And based on your email, obviously it wasn't all there for your entire life, but it's clearly there now. So you don't have to want to shine at all. You clearly are shining. And there are people all over the world right now who are listening to this who now will shine because you've given them an understanding of what shining looks like. You've shown them the light. You've shown them a way to get it, and they want to get it as well. You're shining so bright that others don't even need to shine because you're shining for them. As they continue to walk this journey, following your lead, following the lead in our group, they too will shine, and the whole world will shine as we continue to shine together. The absolute best thing about any of these things as we work this journey is at any moment in your life, you can declare victory, and you can completely reinvent yourself anytime you want. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as saying, I'm done. I deserve to be the best. Even though I was a scared little girl, I wasn't worth much. Today, I'm a strong woman who knows my worth, and it feels amazing. That declaration right there is how you completely reinvented yourself. Continue on with that message. Use that message in everything that you do. Continue to prove that your why is stronger than anything else that you have. It'll power you to whatever goal you want to get to. Congratulations on finding your why. As I was reading your email, it reminded me, we put together a team of bloggers. All of us come from the Connect community. We just kind of found each other somewhat, I would say randomly, but I don't really believe in random. But what is interesting is we found a group of us, and we just kind of all gravitated together, and we kind of were chatting a little bit, and we formed a blog. And so on fatdag.com, you click on blog. There's, 7 or 8 of us or so that are writing blog posts. Just about every other day, a post gets out. And at first, I thought this was written by one of my bloggers, and I realized it wasn't, which was even more amazing, because then it was like, okay, this story's real. And as I'm reading this on Facebook, Mary chimes in and says, I have tears in my eyes while listening to Melissa's email. What I'm telling you is, Melissa, you're shining, because other people right now get exactly what you've said. They may not have been strong enough to put it in words. They may not have been strong enough to share it, but your voice shines so bright for so many other people that you've proven that you are a completely different person. And that new person is awesome. Keep up the amazing work. Next email comes in from Keith, and Keith writes in, says, Dear Fat Dag, non-scale victories abound. Today, for the first time in my adult life, I went clothes shopping in the men's section. Oh, and not the big and tall. In all my teen and eventually adult life, my sport coat size has been always a 52 long. Today, I picked a sport coat off the rack and I tried it on. It fit perfectly. To my utter consternation, I am now a 48 regular with about 60 pounds left to go. Today was eye-opening, a bit confusing, and very exciting. I got here with focus, and I will be at goal with focus. What a remarkable journey. Thank you for what you do to keep us inspired, to keep moving toward goal. Keith, congratulations. How cool is it to walk in and not have to shop in the big and tall section? You did that. Dude, your photos, I've seen your before and after photos and your before and during photos. You're absolutely incredible. I understand exactly what you said. It's eye-opening when you walk into a store for the very first time and you're trying on sizes that you've never tried on before. It absolutely is a little bit confusing. And I'll be honest with you, it's still, to me now, I've been at goal now for a little over almost 2 years or so, about a year and a half and change. I have to do the math real quick. And there are still things that I try on that I grab an old size that doesn't even come close to fitting. So it is going to be confusing for a very long time, but as you realize things that you try on now fit, it is very exciting. As we open the show, in the Facebook group, Shane was writing and he said, hey, Fat Dag, I got a whole bunch of new clothes. I got some new underwear. I got some new jeans. It feels good. Clothing sizes and regardless of the number, we certainly know that clothing manufacturers play some tricks on us by changing numbers and sizes. All that stuff aside, we actually can tell that one shirt is smaller than another and we put it on. And when you put on clothes that fit good and look good, you're a completely different person. I would encourage you all to do as Shane did, do as Keith did. Go to, right now, rush out, go to a store, try on something that's a size that you don't even think you can wear. A size down from where you are, or two size downs from where you are. Put it on. It probably fits. There's a good chance if you've been on this journey for any length of time, the clothes you're wearing that you've always worn, you're just comfortably accepting that size, you can probably get into a size below. And when you start doing that and you start having that success, just like Keith said, it's eye-opening. It's a little confusing, but it's absolutely very exciting. You continue on that path. You continue to have this amazing success, and you reach goal. You get to the point where you step on the scale and you say, I don't want to lose any more weight. I don't want to put on a smaller pair of pants than this. And when you get there, the feeling is so freeing. And you celebrate. And we celebrate with you. And so Keith chimes in. He just happens to be on live. He said since he was 14, he's worn a size 13 triple E shoe. This week he learned he's a 10 and a half. Again, confusing, but oh, so pleasant. So from a 13 down to a 10 and a half shoe, all the way, coat size is changing. Everything about us changes, and we celebrate. Well, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I really want you to email in your celebrations. I want you to email in your story because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. As you continue to hear and you continue to be reminded as you listen to the show that we are all alike. You know, there are so many things that we have in common, but for the most part, we believe we're the only ones going through it. And as we hear other people who start off with a struggle, who are absolutely succeeding and doing the things that we want to do, it gives us an incredible amount of strength. You know, I started thinking about this earlier, and so here's a question I would pose to you. You know, do you believe if I gave you an unlimited budget and I gave you unlimited resources, could you put a man on the moon? And of course, everyone would say, well, yeah, if you gave me an unlimited budget, if you gave me unlimited resources, I absolutely can put a man on the moon. Why do you believe that's possible? Because someone's already done it. And they've shown you that it's possible, and now I'm giving you enough tools to do it, you too can get it done. But if I would have asked that question 200 years ago, the answer would have been no. No, I don't, half the country would have said no, it's not possible. It takes one person doing it, and then slowly that belief, that fire ignites in the community, and suddenly everybody wants to do it. Do you believe you can lose weight? Do you believe you can get to the point where you hop on the scale and you no longer want to lose any weight? Well, I'm telling you, I know hundreds of people who've done just that. And I want you to be one of them. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. $152. Done. Shane says, I do. Nikki, thank you. So, let's see, over on Instagram, I forget who was asking me earlier, someone said, you do the show live? Hopefully you're still here, and that's the show. That's what we do. Donna says, I think Donna is talking to Chris or something, because Donna says, just amazing. Yep, Chris is amazing. Dan, you rock. Elise, another great show. And episode 152 is in the books. I always miss when Ann says that. Ann does a good job with that. So you're right, 152 is in the books. Yep. Marcella says the same thing. Becky, I needed this tonight, right? I believe we need this every night. And man, I wish that's the one thing I wish I could figure out is I and when I started this podcast back in March, I believe is when I started it. My goal was to do it every single day, and I wanted to do like a 4 or 5 minute show every single day. And I realized the amount of time it took to do a 4 minute show wasn't much different than a 20 minute show, and then obviously doing it daily is difficult, but I really want to do it daily. But I'd love to get to a point where this becomes what we do every single day because I believe we need that constant reminder every single day. But you guys checking in daily. Luckily, there's some old episodes you can listen to. We got enough of them in the books now where you can get caught up. But Becky, thanks for being here. Kathy needed to be back in the loop. Well, here you are. You're back in the loop. Good to see you. Mira, you missed it. Yeah, but we're still here hanging out for a little bit. Elise, thank you. I know, Diane, awesome email. I encourage you guys to continue writing in. I wish I wish I had the bandwidth to take all of the emails and put them all out because I get some. I have a bunch of emails that are even more amazing that I'm saving for different times to put in, but I try and make sure that they all kind of go, kind of somewhat go together, but they don't always. I'm not always able to piece them together, but sometimes I try. I think I meant to give. I just saw on Facebook pop up over here. I was supposed to give Dan a shout out during the show, but I think I forgot to write it down. So next time, Dan, we'll get you for sure. Chris caught the tail end. Woohoo! Good evening. Dan says good night, bedtime. Nikki says, so are you getting the Lego Dag? I lost another 1.3 this week, and I'm 7 pounds away from 50 pounds loss for my treat. I want to purchase one. Yeah, so I'm working with a company that's making them. The design is done, and I'm just now waiting to order. So I'm hoping to order them in the next week or so. I'm actually waiting for someone else to pay for them. And if that's the case, then something else fun will happen. So I'm kind of waiting for a little bit of see if someone else will buy them for us. If that's the case, then I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'll pull the trigger on that soon and get them out. So I'll tell you that whole project started with nothing more than I wanted one. A buddy of mine, he has one of him, and it's really just kind of neat. So I just thought it would be kind of cool to have it. But in order to do a custom one, you had to order a minimum. And I was like, I don't care. I just want it because it was neat. And then I figured, well, if I have to order 100 of them, I might as well see if other people want them, even though I would order them. But now, like I said, I'm trying to find someone else to pay for it. So if someone else pays for it, that'll be a huge win for all of us, and I'll let you know. So, Nikki, thanks for that. But good job on your 1.3 this week. 7 pounds from 50. It's incredible. Incredible. Judy, another great winner. Thank you. Elise, yeah, it's all about balance, right? Everything we do is about balance. So December for me was a little abnormal. My trip to DC certainly was not scheduled. Christmas is in there. Obviously, that happens every December. The family stuff we had going on here, that was not scheduled. Having my mother-in-law here for 10 days, that was not scheduled. So we had a lot. December was interesting. But now I did my best. And now I'm back to a routine, and my best is different. So it's that simple, Very, very fun. Tammy, thank you. Lori says, listen tonight, but we'll listen again tomorrow when I run, and we'll get something different than you didn't get tonight. I think that's what happens. A lot of folks too is that as you listen to older episodes, you could be in a different frame of reference than you are when you heard it the first time. So going back and re-listening isn't a bad thing, because again, you may hear things a little differently. So that's what Lori's talking about. Marcy says, hopped on your stationary bike tonight because of the show. It wasn't going to happen, so thanks for the inspiration. Very cool. Way to go. Way to get it done. Way to get it done. Mira, is it Mira or Myra? Says she's going to be a regular, so very cool. Donna did her stationary bike as well. Ellen says, Fat Dag, you're such a great support. When my dad was in AA, he attended daily meetings. We need this daily support, and what you do when you can is amazing. Yep. I 100% agree daily. There is nothing, and of course, my line is right. I do the show every single day, except for the days that I don't, and that's what it is. But I 100% know that even for my own accountability, I need this daily. And so when I was doing this, I could leave a meeting on Tuesday morning on fire, and by Tuesday night for dinner, I could be given up. I set my mind that I was 100% going back to a meeting the following Tuesday, which helped tremendously. But I wish I had a daily meeting, other than the fact I just didn't have time to do it. So a podcast would have been a huge help for me. And so nothing more. I would love to bring that to us, but there's just some realities and some balance. So for sure. Instagram, we're going to time out in 1:42. So it's been an hour over on Instagram. So we'll say goodbye to you guys in about 1.5 minutes, and then we'll wrap up everywhere else. So let's see. Shane says, someday I'll maybe muster up the strength and courage to send you an email. Jokingly, I wish I had $1 for every time someone said that. And, I get more of that email than I do of the actual emails. Just FYI, it's not a dig. We're laughing together. There's so many people who want to share, but don't. And so what that tells me is there's so much more that we can uncover in this journey that can help so many more people. So I would say send it. If you want to keep it anonymous, I'm really good at keeping them anonymous. You're going to hear it. The message is going to be out there, but it's impossible for me to understand everything that's going on in every single journey. Even though they're all related and all tied together, there are so many different things that make us unique, even though we're all the same. So my encouragement to you is go ahead and type it up, more so for you and for the community, so that you get that therapy of typing it out. Someone else gets the therapy of not having to have typed it out, but gets to understand that the message is heard, and together we grow and heal. So my encouragement is send it in. And Ellen confirms that. Don't be afraid. We're here for you. Chris asking, where did you come up with the nickname Fat Dag? So the way that transpired is my last name is Daggett, Daggett. Military folks, give me a nickname of Dag. And there was at one point, I was obviously not skinny. I was fat. Someone took the liberty of calling me Fat Dag, and I kind of owned it. It became my username the very first time I joined Weight Watchers. I wasn't happy with myself. Someone asked me to create a username. I just thought Fat Dag made the most sense. And so it's kind of stuck. When I created it, it was an adjective and a noun. And now I've dropped my adjective. I kicked my adjective to the curb. It's just a noun. It's one word, Fat Dag. It's my noun. And I'm proud of it. And what I think is cool about it, I get so many people asking me to change your name, your PHAT, or Fit Dag, or something else. And I got to tell you, is I'm never going to change it. I own it for a couple different reasons. But one of them is as people see me now, and I let them know that, people say, hey, even my daughter, she called me Fat Dag all the time. And we went over to a friend's house the other night, and I walked in and was, hey, Fat Dag's here. And so there were people there who had no idea who I was, outside of our friends, right? And so it gave me a chance to tell the story. And if I would have walked in and said, hey, Skinny Dag's here, no one would have questioned it. No one would have said, oh, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, okay, great. But when I walk in and say, hey, Fat Dag's here, they go, huh? And someone goes, huh? And then I get a chance to tell the story. And then they go, oh, well, if you can do it, I can do it. So that's a long answer, Chris, but thanks for the question. Nikki, so no, I will absolutely put you down for one, but what's going to happen is when I get them, I'm going to put it out on Facebook. It'll only be probably on Facebook, maybe Instagram, maybe Twitter. It won't be on Connect. Trust me, it won't be on Connect. But I'll put it somewhere where you can go get them. But so hopefully you'll see it at that point, and we'll go from there. So you're gonna have to kind of be vigilant and looking for it is the best I can tell you. Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of them. Like I have like this one. I made some little ones. Um, I even made like a little army of them. You know, so but these are ones that I made there, and the other one is completely custom. So um, let's see. So Kim and Shane agree. Chris, yep, for sure, I'll get you one. Manuel checking in late, ran another 6 miles. Whoop whoop, incredible. 170, right? That's what we're going for. 170 by the 31st. I like it. I like it. Eva is saying working on changing your mindset to an attendance goal versus performance. Hopefully, you've listened to episode 151 that talks a lot about it. And there's an earlier episode, probably in the 20s or 30s, that talks about attendance goals versus performance. So hopefully, you found that. Let's see. Donna saying good night. Thank you for being here as well and all your amazing support. Um, yeah, so Anne says you had to miss live episodes for the past 2 weeks with your surgery for sure. It feels so good after listening to this show as if you have your rudder back. We're here, you know that, right? And so, Anne, you're a huge supporter of mine, and I really, again, just like I talked about last night, I really enjoyed our time together. The time that when you came to visit, I mean, you're one of mine, so I'm glad you're back. And you know, the hardest thing for me is I see people come and go in the show, and some people are here every night, and then they just kind of drop off, and then they come back. And you know, I wish I had the ability. I'll be honest with you. I wish I had the ability to have a like Chris said, an attendance roster, and I could follow up with those who aren't here every single night. But I know the reality is that you have other things going on in your life, and it's hard for me to judge. Is that you know what's going on? You know, and in your case, I knew what was going on, but in other people's lives, I don't know what's truly going on. So, one, I don't have the ability, I don't have the bandwidth to reach back to every single person who didn't come into the live show, but I wish I did. And I'm kind of hoping our community does that a little bit, but even then, it's hard, you know. So you have to at least be here every day. If you're here every day, we'll support you. Whatever's going on, you're going to get support. But if you're not here, it's hard for us all to reach back out and support you. So, just showing up is half the battle. So Myra, got it. Thank you for clarifying. I'm terrible with names. Um, let's see. Myra said you had a great week. Your next meeting Saturday. Jason, woohoo! Jason's here. Good evening to you. Hopefully, Jason, you and Chris have linked up, I believe, right? Please tell me you have. So, Chris, if not, Chris, reach out to Jason. Jason, reach out to Chris. For those of you who don't know, Jason is Humpty 318, I believe, on Connect. Amazing dude doing amazing work. So follow him as well. But Jason, good to have you here. Yeah, Darlene, isn't this fun, right? You know, it's interesting. Is I think this concept could really be very powerful to do. You know, this. Rather than going, the meetings are great. But man, we could do so much more if we just, you know, reach people where they're at versus having to have them come see us. And I'm glad to do it. So glad to do it. Yeah, Lori said you sent an email, and now I can't remember what you sent. Maybe you'll hear it one day. Yeah, maybe. That again. Trust me, on this side of the camera, there's a lot going on, and I mean, I get some amazing emails, and I can't read them all. I mean, I read them all. I can't read them all on the air, and I can't reply to all of them as much as I'd love to. But know that they make it in and they get read. Here's how crazy it gets. I even have some that I mark as like due now, and then like the next day another one comes in and it trumps it. So just because it's not on the air doesn't mean it wasn't amazing and powerful. I can honestly tell you that. Um, yeah, Shane says, thanks to you all. You were writing it and see where you go. Yep. Chris, yeah, thanks for explaining the name, especially the noun versus the adjective. Your husband has been explaining to his kids, fat is a noun. Don't ever describe someone like that. It's not accurate. Yep. It's, so mine, the adjective was fat dag, and now it's just one word. It's the proper name, so. Nikki, thank you. Louisiana checking in. Yep, got you, Jason. Let's see. Yeah, I like this. Look how supportive this group is. So awesome. My Red Sox hat. I have two Red Sox hats here, Chris. One's right there. They're both hanging right up there. So, um, let's see. Becky says, I've been listening to the past podcast on my way to work. On one, you recently heard you say that often I believe in you. You reacted by saying, I believe in me too. Then you realized I really do believe in me. Kind of a teary moment. Hopefully you heard the end of the podcast. If you believe you can do this, that's half the battle. It's probably 3/4 of the battle. Maybe even be 5/8, or is that more? That's more, right? It maybe be 7/8 of the battle. I'm not good at math either. Kirby, are you here? If Kirby's here, he'll know that I'm terrible at math. So, yeah, Maggie, I know the magnet thing was interesting. So, yeah, again, it won't be on Connect. Learn that lesson. Um, so Ellen, do I attend meetings as a member or only as a leader? No, I only go as a leader. I do 2 meetings a week as a leader. Between that and this group, I think I get what I need from a member standpoint, even though I know it's a little bit different. But I go as a leader, and then all the other things I do, I kind of do as even my Connect stuff is really a member for me. So I guess I'm probably like an online member and an in-person leader. And it really comes down to my schedule. When I was losing weight, my meeting time was Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, and my work allowed me to go. And so now, if I were to go as a member, I would have to go in the evening, and I'm already doing 2 meetings a week in the evening. So to take a third day out of my week, I just don't have the time to do it. It's an excuse, I know, but I'm just not. Let me back up. I have the time. I'm not going to prioritize the time for that when I feel like I'm getting what I need in other places. Hope that makes sense. Central LA, Kim's checking in. Yep, Chris is on vacation till the 2nd, and then back to school. Yep. Tammy, checking. You're definitely coming to Carmel on President's Day weekend. We'll be here, right? Yeah, Ellen, I cannot hear your new puppy. Yeah, like Manuel, I'm so happy. Your mindset is so strong, so powerful. Um, Kim, very cool. Thanks for introducing. That's what I had asked from you guys, right? It's yeah, as we come up on 2018, in the next couple weeks, right? All kinds of new people are going to come join this program and join our team, and especially in Connect. And all I can ask for you is just continue to share. You guys do an amazing job. I see my name all over the place on Connect, which is cool. And people saying, listen to the podcast, listen to the podcast. So without being overly encouraging, I would encourage you to keep doing that so that other people will find this support. If you think it's valuable, then just let them know so they get it as well. Obviously, let them know that the app is there. That's the easiest way to find it. Go to your app store, look for Wise Advice. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Barbara says, you've thought about your French fry story several times. You think I'm the same way as you are, the way you talked about yourself. Yeah. Was that the one where we all had French fries and I had like all of them? Yeah, that happens. Um, you know, it's it's life, right? Fun, fun, fun. Stephen, thank you for being here for sure. Chris, you're funny. Two, that's cute. 30 Yankee hats and counting. Yeah, I only need two. That's it. Uh, you guys, I'm not a big hat wearer ever, anyways. So I have the one. I'll get it because it's just cool. This is the one Chris got me. So I put it on Twitter. There it is. You guys can all see it. And then over here it says, Isn't that cool? Chris got me that. So that's this, which I like this one. This one works pretty good. And then this is my other one. So. Jason says this is the first year ever you stuck to a New Year's resolution. 85 pounds later, you're not making another one for 2018. Just going to continue the amazing journey. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Yeah. Jeannie, hello. Out on the West Coast still, right? Yeah, it's happened to be a cranberry sweater. I know it's when we do Weight Watcher meetings, they want us to dress up. Trust me, I'd rather go in jeans and a t-shirt, but they don't want us to do that. So I have to wear, pants and a sweater on occasion. Julie said, had a party tonight with your had a party tonight. Your meeting was tonight, so you wasn't going to go to your meeting. Made the decision driving home from work that I would at least go weigh in, and I'm glad you did. Hit your 5%. If you hit 5%, you can hit goal. Yep. Lori, be the prize. Very cool. There's a big stain. Chris says there's a big stain on my hat. Funny. Yes, that's exactly it, Barbara. Yep. When it comes to food, I can eat. If it's there, I'll eat it. I have the most willpower before the first bite, 100% of the time. The first bite breaks down my willpower, and it's just incrementally more damaging. I could say no to anything. You could bring anything in here right now. I'll say no to it. But if I take one bite, I know I'm eating the rest of it. I learned that about me. Yeah, so Jeannie's at the airport to fly back. Woohoo! Can't wait to get things rolling back in D.C. Me too. Me too. Got a lot to catch you up on as well. So fun. Glad your pictures were absolutely beautiful. All the snowy trees and the snowy hills. It made me like a little bit jealous. And then I realized it's probably cold, so I was good. Rhonda, first time checking this out. So Rhonda, real quick, just so you know, most of them ended up on YouTube as well. So they're all on Facebook. You can go find them on YouTube. The app, if you don't have the app, on occasion I put a video in the app. The audio is always in the app. So very fun. Ellen says, I haven't written in my amazing book in a while. Yeah, I should do that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Thank you for that, Ellen. Book. Let's do that. Let me get the book out. The Book of Awesome, I think we've called it, or something like that. Yeah, it looks like, Ellen, the last time we were here was the 18th. So yeah, we're a little behind, 10 days ago. So Julie, Julie, have you written in the book? Says that you had your meeting tonight and a party, decided to go weigh in anyways and hit your 5%. Awesome. Got you written in the book forever. Ever. Let's see. Yeah, Kim says, and I know that about me, and so it's the first bite. And so what's cool is the fact that I know it makes it so much easier to say no to anything, because I know what saying yes really means. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So very fun. Susan says, made Lifetime last week. Bravo to you, down 55 pounds. Congratulations. Thanks to these wingmen, You will send you my story to help those who haven't gotten here yet. Thank you. No, thank you. A way to be the prize. Way to get it done. Let's see. Very fun. Cool, cool. And then Lori says, went to the gym 2 times, ran almost 6 miles, got your steps in, even increased your step goal. Very, very fun. Well, cool. All right, we're at 75 minutes and counting. I still got to get the podcast edited and put out on the servers. Hitting the gym in the morning. I got a gym date with my trainer. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. No reason why we can't do a show tomorrow night. Again, I don't see any reason why we can't do that. So we'll do a show tomorrow night, and then we'll do one. I think a lot of you liked, let's see, you like the Saturday afternoon show, I think. So we'll probably do a Saturday afternoon show as well, and maybe even a Sunday afternoon. Don't hold me to it. Twitter is the way. Twitter will keep you current of my calendar. Even if you use Twitter for nothing, I tell you with Twitter, the Wise Advice account on Twitter, I don't do a lot with that. I do everything with Fat Dag on Twitter. So if you don't use Twitter, I get it. But at least go create an account, follow Wise Advice, turn on the notifications, and then pretty much not 100%, but the only thing you're really going to get from that account is when I add show things or when I go live. That'll be the best way for you to know when I'm doing it, and then we'll go there. So that's the deal there. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Have a great night. Keep up the great focus. This has nothing to do with luck. We've talked about that so many times. I will never, ever wish you good luck on this journey. I don't think it takes luck. It takes focus. It takes determination, and you clearly are getting it done. Have a good night. I wish you good focus. All right. Good night, YouTube. Let's get them off. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?